Okay, here it is, the morning of January 1st. My stomach is right about here right now. We're going to start this ride and pray for the best. Apparently there's a blizzard coming in, but as you can see, it doesn't look bad here. We're going to make for the ferry in Port aux Basques as fast as we can. And here's the end of diabetes. That's going to be the end of the disease. And this one's for everybody that is or will become a diabetic, and have faith and hope, and do a little song and dance for me and hope that we can make this.
There's Mike, New Year's Day, heading out to St. John's, Newfoundland, doing about 90 kilometers an hour. Road conditions are pretty good, little slick, not bad, and we're just trying to get ahead of some weather that's coming in. He's crazy as he thinks he is.
Stand beside me for a little while, and I'll take half the weight from your heavy load. I close my eyes and press the pedal down as I release the wheel. Now I have lost control. Take a harder ride when the road turns left. Why don't you follow me now? Time has seen a change and rearranged. It's out of my hands now. I need another way. It's not the same. It's out of my hands.
Hi, Marilyn. A few minutes away, okay? Okay. It's just once it goes dark, the streets get really, really slippery, so we're taking it very slow. See, that was my one concern to Michael about having to do something in the evening. Once it goes dark, once the sun goes down, I'd rather him off the road. So anyway, we're just taking it slow. We'll be there in a few minutes. All right. Bye now.
This is Dr. Shapiro, and Dr. Shapiro is at the University of Alberta, and he works with the islet cell transplant known as the Edmonton Protocol. And we're going to let Dr. Shapiro tell you why it's important to find funding for these programs, and a little bit about what they're doing to help find a cure and a better form of treatment for diabetes.
Mike's doing a fantastic job going across the country, riding from St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Victoria on his Harley Davidson bike there to raise awareness for type 1 diabetes and to help raise money for research to try and improve the treatments for the future. Mike, it's a fantastic job you're doing. It's a terrific contribution, and we're obviously some of the recipients of funding, and we want to see this go forward, and we want to make the treatment better so that one day we have a cure. So Mike, thank you very much for everything you're doing. Congratulations.
And I think if there's anybody interested, they should perhaps contact the islet cell transplant program at the university, and they're looking for people to...
You can reach us at 780-407-1501. We're desperately short of patients with type 1 diabetes that have some unawareness in their sugar control. So transplant lists are very short, so if you're interested in having an islet transplant, you have type 1 diabetes, apply to our program 780-407-1501 or www.islet.ca. Thank you.
has spent since the beginning of January driving all the way across Canada to fight diabetes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Mike Cole. You know something, I think it's extraordinary what you are doing. I mean, for the very first time ever in history, you're riding across Canada in January on your motorcycle, all to raise money for diabetes. I think that's extraordinary. Before I ask you a question, I gotta just say this. Edmonton, he is here today and almost finished that journey towards Victoria. So give him a big round of applause before we find out the details. You know, from one fighter to another, man, this is a pretty extraordinary thing. But tell me a little bit about what inspired you to do this ride across Canada for diabetes.
Well, I've been a diabetic all my life, and I had a former stepdaughter that was a diabetic. And people aren't aware out there how bad this disease really is. It is an epidemic. And if we don't get a stop to this real quick, everybody in this audience is going to be a diabetic.
You know, if I remember rightly, the stats are 1 in 3 kids that are born since the year 2000 will end up developing diabetes sometime in your life. And you know something, ladies and gentlemen, when you stop and think about this, the last statistic that I remember worldwide was 253 million people in 2007 was the statistic suffered from diabetes. This is a disease.
Since the age of 9, and for the last 38 years, I have struggled with living with diabetes, and more than once have almost lost the fight. It was my former stepdaughter that motivated me to do this ride. I realized the challenges a parent faces in raising a child with diabetes, from the education system to the community involved with that child. I knew there were risks to riding a motorcycle 5,000 miles across Canada during one of the coldest winters on record, from freezing temperatures as low as minus 67 Celsius, black ice, slush, prairie winds, and blowing snow, from laying the bike down and sliding across 2 lanes of traffic at 110 kilometers an hour, a storm at sea with 7-meter waves crashing over the bow of the ferry crossing from Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, frostbite on my hands, electrical troubles causing burns to my feet. In light of it all, it was worth everything to give this silent killer a voice.